David Schwartz just broke the XRP space, confirming something we've speculated on for years. Let's just jump right into it. It's electrifying. Ripple could sell the right to receive the tokens released from escrow, or even sell the accounts the escrows complete into. But the XRP still can't circulate until their release date. Here is Digital Perspective Brad Kimes breaking down how important this really is.
CEO David Schwartz confirms the company can sell rights to locked XRP in escrow. Well, oh, this is what I've believed since before I was ever in YouTube. Before I ever got into YouTube land. Ripple's chief technology officer has cleared up one of the most debated questions in the XRP community. Yes, Ripple can legally sell or transfer the rights to receive XRP that's currently locked in its escrow accounts. Nanny, nanny, boo-boo, kiss my ass. Every single one of you haters that attacked us for 7 or 8 years now can kiss.
All right. We get the picture. I don't need to play that second thing, but as you can see, Brad Kimes is very riled up and excited about this. I can definitely understand. There's been a lot of FUD and people kind of attacking him over this debate over the years, and I think he feels a little vindicated with that tweet. It did come out of this thread here from Vincent Van Code. It says XRP total supply is really 100 billion. Of course, 35 billion is locked away, so all market caps use 65 billion times last traded price. So if you're interested in taking a look, this is where it came from. And of course, he broke it all down. I don't really need to get into this too much. I do have a new clip here of Brad Garlinghouse on stage. Let me just go ahead and play this for you. He's on stage with Tom Lee here.
Tom, if I may, I think you're demonstrating that we don't have a global consensus about crypto. Even in this conversation, and I agree that it still is early, partly because there is not a global consensus about some of these things.
I agree.
And I think some of the use cases, we're still extremely early in terms of scaled use cases. Circle is certainly one example that has started to have a scaled use case around a stablecoin. But I think the crypto industry, I agree, the next 16 years, I think will be better than the last 16 years, because you'll finally see applications emerging that up until now have just been the store of value story or speculation. Tom, if I may.
Ben, we're going to have a lot of clips from this whole interview, so make sure that you're following and subscribe to the channel. Bell notification turned on if you want to do that. Love to hear it. All right, so I made a video recently about all of the Solana news and drama. Solana has been actively attacking the XRP space because of this collaboration with Western Union. The funny part is Solana paid Western Union $50 million for a 6-month collaboration. And you start to research Western Union over the last 4 years, their business has been even declining. They're down $800 million in revenue in 4 years. Things are not really going well for these legacy systems. And I think this is a last ditch effort for Western Union to stay relevant. I personally believe it's only going to get less and less as far as people having other options to send money to and from. Why is someone going to go into a Western Union or use the Western app when there's going to be other technologies to send it even cheaper? I don't know what you want to say here, guys. $189 trillion possible market for cross-border payment settlements, and Western Union roughly does $100 billion, and that is shrinking year over year. You did see DBS has partnered with Ripple and Franklin Templeton to offer trading and lending solutions for tokenized money market funds on the XRP ledger. This collaboration uses the XRP ledger to tokenize Franklin Templeton's money market fund SG Benji token and Ripple's RLUSD stablecoin, enabling institutional and accredited investors to trade and use these tokens as collateral within DBS Digital Exchange. Just a little bit more information on this if you're looking for that. DBS has partnered with Ripple and Franklin Templeton to launch the fund here. This partnership marks a significant move towards the integration of blockchain technology and regulated digital assets into mainstream finance with direct benefits for Ripple and XRP. This partnership expands DBS Exchange DDEX or DDEX now lists RLUSD and SG Benji, Franklin Templeton's tokenized money market funds on the XRP ledger. Institutional and credited investors can trade RLUSD and SG Benji tokens, allowing 24/7 rebalancing into yield-bearing stable assets and near instant settlement, something unavailable in traditional finance. The setup enables investors to tokenize assets as collateral, lending transactions, and potentially for repo markets. We know the repo markets are anywhere from $2 to $8 trillion in clearing per day. Can you imagine if the XRP ledger and Ripple were responsible for clearing just a portion of that? This is where we can really get into some really high prices for XRP. And this is just one, of course, use case that the XRP ledger is being looked at and adopted right now by institutional players. It does kind of get the hair up on the back of your neck to stand up here. This is getting very exciting. I feel like every day I get online and there's new partnerships, new exciting news, and I'm just thankful to be a part of this. And I think you are too, ladies and gentlemen. And then why is this good for Ripple and XRP? Of course, XRP ledger adoption. Franklin Templeton chose the XRP ledger due to its high throughput and low fees, demonstrating large-scale institutional validation of the XRP ledger for regulated tokenized assets or regulated asset tokenization. So the XRP ledger is being picked over Solana, right? And Ethereum for some of these use cases. And these are the largest financial institutions, the largest and biggest players in the entire world. And so if Ripple can build solutions for these players, like Ripple doesn't have to chase after these small potatoes anymore. That here is, Solana is there now picking up whatever is left, because you don't hear Solana, doing anything like this. And so I just thought this was a cool a piece of news to educate you on. Okay, let's shift gears here. CME Group, 9.9 thousand XRP futures contracts traded on October 27th, almost 10,000, ladies and gentlemen. Let me go ahead and just throw this and why this is important, because they give you this kind of futures. They give you some graphs here, the micro futures, kind of price, the volume, all of that good details. It does talk about access to capital efficient XRP exposure. XRP and micro XRP contracts offer a cost-effective way to gain exposure to the price of XRP, all while providing transparency, price discovery, and risk management capabilities. Enjoy greater flexibility by choosing how to trade using an outright contract, block, or BTIC trading. And so just why this matters: institutional access and legitimacy. CME futures products are widely regulated by institutional investors as providing safer and regulated access to crypto markets. Price discovery and transparency. Trading occurs in transparent CFTC regulated environment with reference rates, aiding fair price discovery for XRP. Risk management tools. Professional traders as an institutional can hedge physical XRP holdings or take directional bets using futures options, improving market liquidity and providing risk management for portfolios. The benefit, of course, the XRP ecosystem and holders is broader investor base. Institutional and professional traders who require regulated derivatives access can now participate in XRP market, expanding the addressable investor base. Greater liquidity. This is something that we've been talking about for quite some time. Liquidity, liquidity, liquidity. Higher trading volumes on CME can spill over into spot XRP liquidity, potentially reducing spreads and improving capital efficiency. It does talk about market maturity. The launch of derivatives is a key milestone in signaling market market maturation, a trend previously seen with Bitcoin. CME futures launched in December 17 and on Ethereum, or with Ethereum. CME futures launched in December 17. Oh, seen with Bitcoin and Ethereum. Excuse me. I'm still trying to get over this cold. I do apologize. New strategies and volume. The availability of both outright and micro contracts allows diverse trading strategies. I think we had that on the website. And then, of course, we are getting some news here out of the European Central Bank. There is a big meeting underway. As you can see, you have leaders from all across the EU here are participating. You do have Christine Lagarde here in the middle. You start to wonder, will they be talking about the digital euro and a CBDC, maybe even digital IDs? What is that going to look like in Europe, and how will this play out? We have seen a lot of information around what the digital euro might look like and what technology that might sit on right now It's all speculation, but right? But you start to wonder, right? Are they going to pick our favorite cryptocurrency, or, you know, Ripple or private ledgers? What are they going to do? We will have to see. All right, guys, I'll leave it there. I hope you enjoyed this. I just thought this was some really incredible news I wanted to get out as quickly as possible. I hope you're having a truly fantastic day. Thank you for spending this time with me. I will see you next time. I'm Crypto Sensei. Aloha.